What is going on, everybody? It is Chris with Dude, Where's My Cologne? And I have decided to step back a little bit from my AI videos and just do some live, real content. So that's what we're doing today. Instead of doing a AI video with my layering combination, I wore the combination today all day long, and so I could give you a real honest review of what's going on with it and how it was. So the AI videos will still probably be around every once in a while, or maybe come back in a different form. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But anyway, today we did a layering combination of, it's a gourmand combination. It's especially for those gourmand lovers of us out there. So it's Panache Angel Dust from Khadlaj and Milk Orchid from Commodity. So two creamy gourmand fragrances to layer that came out great today. Performed really well, and they smell great together. So if you're like me and you love smooth and boozy vanilla and lactonic, milky florals, this one is one of the best that I've had, especially because of the tuberose. You know, tuberose is my favorite floral fragrance right now. That and rose, but rose is a little bit more challenging in the summer. So tuberose is where it's at right now in this hot Texas heat. So let me start with Panache Angel Dust. This is the presentation. Heavy bottle, plastic cap, snaps into place. It has a nice pressurized atomizer though. I love that tuberose vanilla combination. It's beautiful. So on my skin, this opened up with a bright pop of mandarin, I guess you could say, and redcurrant wrapped in vanilla. That's the best way to describe it when it first opens. The citrus doesn't last too long before the tuberose and the vanilla really start shining through. And so that works for me because, you know, those are two of my favorite things, especially in gourmands. Combination of tuberose and vanilla just can't go wrong, at least for me. So it's you know, you get a little bit of the red berry from the tang, I guess you could say, from the red currant, but that doesn't stay around very long before that vanilla envelops it and takes over. But the official note breakdown on it, in your top notes, you've got mandarin, vanilla, red currant. In the mid, tuberose, sandalwood, aromacord. So not really boozy, but it adds a little bit of sweetness to it. And then in the base, you've got vanilla, whipped cream, benzoin, and musk. So it is a floral gourmand, I would say. Not really fruity with the mandarin or the red currant. But you've got it's a sweet, slightly boozy rum nuance, creamy sandalwood, whipped cream, vanilla in the base. It feels like a vanilla cloud, a thick vanilla cloud, and the musk just smooths everything out. So even though it's marketed towards women, it's listed as unisex, but it's modeled after a women's fragrance. On a guy, it can still be very confident, a seductive gourmand. Think of it dressed up for date night, lights down and a leather booth, sipping something expensive. So it works. It works for a man if you're a man who enjoys gourmands. So after that, let's talk about Milk Orchid, because Milk Orchid was actually the base of this fragrance. So this is the limited edition that came out last year, I believe, before it became a permanent fixture for commodity. So the label has changed, but this was from their, I guess, the vault collection, as they call it. Every time I've been pulling this off, though, it's popping the atomizer off. So I stopped it this time. So again, milk orchid, based on their milk fragrances with that orchid added to it. But it's a nice pressurized atomizer. Very lactonic. And so this was the base. I laid down the milk orchid and then the panache on top. And this is a lactonic floral vanilla scent. It's built around that milky notes, those milky, original milky notes of the lactonic fragrance of milk from commodity, their original. In the top notes, you've got coconut, fig milk, almond blossom, coconut cream. Your mid was vanilla orchid and magnolia. Base notes are milk, sandalwood, and macadamia. And it's not too nutty. It gives a slight nutty nuance to it, but not too much. You get this creamy, slightly tart from the fig milk. It's coconut and cream on the top, and then warm vanilla and orchid and magnolia in the heart. And then that macadamia and that milk, those lactonic notes really start to come out with the sandalwood in the base. So it's they really complement each other well. And the way with the fragrances, they share, three big notes, if you will. The vanilla or nuances, or more like it, because it's vanilla. You get the creaminess and the sandalwood from both of them. And so they fit together like a puzzle piece almost. Those three nuances bring it all together. And the angel dust, you get that slight mandarin and blackcurrant on the top to give it a little bit of fruitiness, but that doesn't last long. But that rum and whipped cream come through with the vanilla. And so it's just the sweet gourmand vanilla touch of booziness, and then the milk orchid adds that tart fig milk, and then the sweet coconut cream and the macadamia and the soft florals. And it's both of these are unisex, but they're both very soft fragrances, both gourmand soft fragrances. So they just blend together really well. The rum, the whipped cream, and the vanilla from the angel dust stick around. It lasted on skin 4 or 5 hours easily, maybe longer. But because I'm a chronic oversprayer, I reapply often, even probably more than I should or more than I need to. I like my fragrances to come into the room before I get there. So I like my fragrances strong. I mean, if other people can't smell it, then you want other people to enjoy the fragrance and discover fragrance. And so that's just the way I am. I'm lucky that I work in an environment where I don't have an issue with strong fragrances, and so it works out well for me being a chronic oversprayer. And unfortunately, they don't make rehab for that, at least not yet. But the notes all melt together in this milky, nutty coconut fig sandalwood base from the milk orchid, and it smells like a dessert, not a childish dessert, not sugary, but an expensive dessert that you would get in a high-end restaurant somewhere. So the standard way, I would say, if you're not an oversprayer like myself, is you would go with 3 sprays of milk orchid in the chest, back of the neck, 1 on each arm. Let that sit for about a minute, and then come in on top of that with the Panache Angel Dust. For me, I layer one on top of the other all over. So it's not, I don't like one fragrance here, then the second one here, and they blend in there together. I like to blend them more on the skin. It's a preference for what you like, what you want to do. But for me, because I spray it everywhere, then there's no way to separate the two, which I find work better. And to blend the two fragrances together. Performance wise, Angel Dust is an extrait, so you get really serious staying power and projection, and that tuberose is always shining through. The tuberose never went away, and that's great. And the milk orchid just wrapped everything up in this creamy aura that sits, just gives it this lactonic, beautiful, sweet vanilla fragrance, this tone to it, and it feels very expensive and put together, even though one of these is affordable. The other one is more of a little bit more pricey. But you can usually find them on sale in certain places, and especially when commodity they do a big sale once or twice a year, and that's a good time to pick those up. But the performance was great. Still on the skin now. If you enjoy this clean, confident, kind of hedonistic combo, this is perfect for dates, lounge nights, or anytime you want massive compliments, because it is a massive compliment getter. And it doesn't smell like anything else out there, especially with all the blue fragrances that are out during the summer. I don't want to smell like everybody else. I want to be unique. So that's what this combination is. So if you've tried either one of these, try them together. Or if you've got another combination you think that I should try, something milky, vanilla, lactonic, boozy, gourmand, drop it down in the comments. Let me know what you think I should go out there and try. And that's going to be it for my layering combo today. So again, this is Chris from Dude, Where's My Cologne? And this is my scent of the day. Hope you guys have a blessed weekend and a blessed week. See ya.